Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to class today. Um, so, so today we're going to be playing with the joints on the body, right? Knees and shoulders, and really just moving everything around. So nothing really new, but um, be mindful. Especially, I know there's quite a few of you that have knee stuff or hip stuff. And just be mindful about that. Don't do anything that you know is not good for your body, but just see where your range of motion, where you want to play today. So, with that, go ahead and sit well. Maybe move the flesh out from the sit bones, start to feel your spine. I'm sitting up on a blanket this morning. Your legs either crisscrossed or we have a little butterfly or something just went around Celeste and John. Um, and look at how sweet. There he goes. Okay, sorry about that. Distraction. And then just feel yourself in the seat of your choice. You can sit up on blocks. You know all of that now. By now, you can sit in a way that feels good. You could be sitting in a chair. And then close the eyes and start to find your whole self on the mat. I took a yoga class yesterday, and the instructor said that consistency is more important than intensity. And I loved that. It resonated with me immediately, just in yoga practice and in our lives, that if we can be consistent in our desires to be a better person, to be kinder, to be positive, right? Even when things get us down, it is better than that intensity. And in our yoga practice, right, if we can be consistent in our practice and worry less about the intensity or the depth. So part of that will be your practice today to breathe, to feel the movement, to worry less about how deep you go, but more on what is consistently good for your body. Taking a few nice deep breaths here. And as you exhale, feel as if you let go of all the stuff, right? All the troubles, all the tension. It all goes back down into the earth. Good. One more here. And then allow your eyes to open. Go ahead and grab your strap. We're going to just warm up the shoulders a little bit. So take your strap, have it as a wide enough width that you can bring your arms behind you. All right, let me change that a little bit. And then draw the arms forward, but then pull them back. So, right, as if you were going to reach for something, but then draw the shoulders back so they are in line with each other, and just take them up. And pause here, draw the shoulders back. Take the arms one direction, just stretch. Don't go too far, go the other direction, kind of like a metronome, right? If you're trying to keep time, you're stretching one side and stretching the other side. I want you to go slow, nice tone to your belly. One more this way, and then the other one. And then straight up, take it forward and just drop it down toward the knees. Take it up and squeeze it back. Doesn't have to go far. Watch your head, your neck, right? The tendency will be to drop the head forward and take it down. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take it down. Start to stretch the front of the chest. There went one end of my strap. Good. And down. Two more just like that. And breathe. Good. Last one. Stretch it back. and forward. Take that strap straight up. Drop your left hand down. Keep the right arm straight up and breathe and just stretch one side to the other side. Go the other direction. And again. Good. Big stretches here. So not a side bend, right? Just stretching through the long side of the body. One more both ways. Blocks keep getting in my way. And last one. Good. Take it up and release that. Set your strap aside. Take the feet to Baddha Konasana. Now, for my knee challenged folks, you can take the feet out as wide as you need to, right? Again, no pain, no pain in yoga. Take the hands behind you, roll the shoulders back. Just get really comfortable, right? So that the hands are supporting you. Your chest is up, but the legs can relax. And take the knees together and back down, right? Just like little butterflies, opening and closing. Again, starting to warm up the hips. A really easy warm up today, I think. Good. Couple more here. And breathe. One more. And then take that right knee over to the left knee and come right off that glute. So you're doing a little seated twist. And then open it up, go the other way. Pause at that end range. The knees don't have to touch. And open, go back to the first side. Little twist here. Breathe. Good. One more, both sides. Kind of a nice little seated twist there. And then open up to Baddha Konasana and just cross your ankles. If you can, again, I know some of you, the knees are not going to allow this, so just do your best. Walk the hands forward and sway a little bit. For most people, this is pretty easy. Some of you may want to sit up on a block or a blanket, John, maybe, right? So that we have some room for those hips to move. Come on back up. Notice which ankle is in front and switch. And come back. We're going to deepen this. So if you are already heading deeper, stay up. Stay up for now. Just rock a little, getting those hips warmed up. And then come up. Notice which one is in front, switch. Now, if that was your range of motion there, stay there. Otherwise, walk the feet on either side and bring the shins closer together. Yep. And come forward. And again, rock. Now, if you want to support your knees, if your knees are up high, you can take the hands and the arms on either side of it. John, you can look here if that makes any sense, so that the hands come forward if that works for you. And then rock. Woo. Good. Come up, switch. Again, you're either at ankles or you're at shins. Come forward. Rock. Good. Come up. You're either switch, you're at ankles, you're at shins, or that front one is going to come up high. So cow face or a fire log pose. This is fairly deep for early in class, so please don't overdo it. Walk the hands forward. Now, listen up. If you're really open in the hips, you can, you know that you want to just come on down to your bellies, but instead I want you to plant your hands and pull the hands back isometrically. So whether your ankles are crossed or your shins are crossed, or you're in more of a fire log, woo, yeah, feel that intensity. Maybe rock a little. You're isometrically pulling the hands back toward you. Big deep breath. Release, come out, switch. Choose the one that works for you. Remember, consistency, not intensity. Pause, right? That one feels a little tighter for me, so I'm going to shorten that some and let the foot go across. And find that again, maybe rock a little. Ooh, interesting. And then drag the hands back isometrically to bring the torso forward, to bring the hips forward. Oh, yeah. And pause, come back. Woo, Baddha Konasana. Knees together. Open that up. Bring it across. Open. Bring it across. Woo, open. Cross ankles, shins, or however it feels good. Yep, now you can come forward a little bit more. Come on up. I know Celeste just wants to hang right there. Cross the other way. Come on down, just play. And come on up and straighten both legs. I know it's so hard not to stay long, but we have a plan today. We'll see where it goes. Let's find Dandasana. Engage the legs. Sit up really tall. You can be on or off blanket. Press the hands or the fingertips down into the floor, and imagine that you could lift yourself off the floor, like that kind of intensity. Watch your, as I say, no, consistency, not intensity, right? That much pressure in the hands, as if you could lift your hips up off the floor. And then just bend the elbows and press up again. And bend. Good. Wrist and elbow and shoulder work, lift. And then soften, bend. Last one, lift. And release, and then just fire the legs up. Take those arms up. Imagine you're holding a beach ball between those hands. Really engage the feet. Bring the toes back. Lift up tall. Exhale, let go. Well done, everybody. Just shake that out. Let's come to table pose. You may want that blanket under your knees. We're going to be there just for a little while. And have your blocks nearby. We're going to use those in a little bit. So you're on your hands and your knees, you're in table pose. Come into a really nice cat pose on purpose, right? The tops of the feet are pressing into the floor, the belly is toned in, the tailbone is tucked, the head dropping down toward the arms. And then slowly release, come into cow pose. And then release again, moving into cat and cow. Good, one more. Feel the spine moving. Release. Come to neutral. Look over your right shoulder and see if you can find or see your right foot. And then come to center. See if you can look over the left shoulder and see your left foot. Back to center. Flip your toes under. Lift the knees, but don't go to down dog. Just lift the knees and press yourself away from the floor. So reach through those arms, those elbows. Tuck in through the belly, tuck in through the lower ribs. Hold here for just a moment, everybody, and then slowly move to downward facing dog. Once you're in down dog, maybe reposition your hands so they feel good, a little clawing in to help those wrists. Pedal the feet, starting to wake up the body. Come all the way up to tippy toes, lower the knees slowly. Press your hips back to your heels, little flow here. As you come up, round it up into nice cat pose. Release into cow pose. Come back to neutral, lift the knees, hold, tuck the front of the belly in toward the back of the body. Breathe, and then slow down dog. Good, finding that once you're there, pedal. Keep the knees soft. One more here, tippy toes. Slow, 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 lower the knees. Sink back toward those heels, stretch, and then round the back up. Release and arch. Come back to neutral, tone in through the belly, lift your knees, sink back, down dog. Find the pose. Take your feet wider on your yoga mat. Doesn't have to be all the way wide, but take it wide. Breathe, stretch through the front of the body, bend the knees a bit. Yep, just enough so that the sit bones can really lift. And then tippy toes, lower those knees to the floor. Step forward with your right foot. Grab your blocks. So when we're talking about the joints in the body, specifically the knees, the hips, right? And we've just worked with the wrists. What we're taught, or what I was taught, is you keep your knee and your ankle in alignment. So today, depending on your knee, I just want you to think, first come to neutral, and then decide, can the knee go further past the ankle? These are static poses. I don't bounce or move when I'm playing with the joints. And if that feels okay for this ankle, which we want that flexibility, I'm going to maybe scoot my foot back to allow the knee to go further still. And I'm just moving my block so you can see what in the world I'm talking about. What I don't want you to do is to lift your heel off the floor. If you are lifting, you've gone too far. And then find the lunge that we know. The glute is active, the hip is stable. Breathe. It's as if you could pull yourself forward, right? There's a bit of a traction here in the left knee, the left leg. And breathe. Now, try to lift your toes. Yeah, they're not going to go far, if at all, but just try to lift your toes. Release the toes, come back to neutral, walk those blocks back, and switch sides. Super easy again in the beginning. Left foot is forward. Here comes our rain. Carrie was right. No, she was. So we start in neutral, and then we start to play with the idea, can I go further? Pausing, finding consistency. So this knee forward of the foot is an activity we do all day long, right? Anytime we're walking stairs or walking hills or squatting to pick something up, the knee goes past that ankle. And yet in yoga, we often teach staying much more neutral to keep that knee safe. So go where it makes sense for you. Remember to engage the back glute, and then imagine dragging yourself forward here. A little bit of isometric traction on that right side. Big deep breath. And then release it. Bring the left leg back. Drop your blocks to the second position and take the right foot forward again. This time I want you to stay neutral. Flip the toes under, lift your left knee off the floor. So it's a lunge, right? Easy lunge. If you need to be higher here, go ahead and take the blocks higher. Now, take the back knee and tap it down toward your blanket. When you lift, both legs straighten. So again, working with the joints, and again, maybe you take the blocks higher. Now both legs are straight. When you come forward, both knees are bent, right? Yeah, you got it. So lift and straighten. Bend and lower. When you lower, look up, lift the chest. When you lift that knee and straighten, you're looking more down toward the mat. Good, 2 more. Lift and straighten. Good, lower and lift. Hold that lift, everybody. Both legs straight. Once again, creating traction. Imagine pressing both legs away from each other. The hips level out the body. The front of the body draws in toward the back of the body. Bend your front knee. Find your alignment. Front knee to front ankle. Take your hands to the right knee. Push down as if you could make a footprint in your mat and then lift up. Inhale, reach up. Crescent lunge, easy high lunge. Big deep breath. finding that pose. Exhale, lower down. Lower your left knee to the floor, switch. Again, easy to begin. Left foot forward. You're finding that knee to ankle alignment, breathing. Now, I didn't say this, but you can stay low and work the joints this way. I'm sorry, I didn't say that on the other side. But once you're here, lift the knee, hold, tone through the belly, straighten the front leg. Both legs are straight. Find that sweet little stretch on the hamstring, and then bend both knees, tap, lift, and straighten. Good, bend. Think of it as lubricating your joints, right? It's like you're just doing a little squeeze and then a little stretch. Good, 2 more. Bend and lift and bend. You got it. And lift this time, hold, just stretch out through the hamstring, really plant your front foot, everyone. Level out the hips. Maybe that means that left hip comes back, the front hip comes forward. Bend your front knee if you can, keep that right knee off the floor. Take your hands to your left knee, push down on that foot to ground, and then take the arms up. And breathe. Just notice, how's this feel in your body? Exhale, lower down. Hands to your blocks, push off, step forward. Bend your knees, inhale, reach up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Let those hands go and just kind of feel what's happening. You can keep that blanket or not, depends. We're going to do a little more flow here, so maybe you keep something there for padding, but start just standing in a little mountain pose. And feel that, right? What's happening to the body? The glutes are engaged. You're not popping the back knees, right? It's such a challenge for some of us. And then take your hands to your knees and do little knee circles. Just circle around. Some of you might feel a little crunch, crunch. As long as it doesn't hurt, I think it's all right. And then circle the other way. Notice as you're circling your knees, your ankles are getting a nice little work. Come back to center, stand up, circle your hips, keep the knees super soft. Do a circle. Good, circle the other way. Come back to center, circle the ribs. Oh, how do you circle those ribs around, right? The shoulders get into that. Breathe, circle the other way. And come back to center. And then if you're comfortable, I want you to close your eyes. Mountain pose, close your eyes. Feel the feet spread from the pinky side to the big toe side. Feel the 4 corners. Breathe. Feel the chest getting tall. The head in alignment. Now imagine if you were going to isometrically turn your toes out. So I'm going to try to press the toes out, but they're not going to go anywhere. Notice how that feels. And then release that. And then imagine trying to take the heels out so that the toes come in. Again, all isometric. Notice how that changes the legs, the hips. And then release that. Open the eyes. Inhale, reach up. Your hands come to your heart. You're sinking down into a chair pose. Bring those hips back, everybody, and then lift the chest and just feel that. Now, often I'll say, if I turn sideways, often I'll tell you, tailbone down, chest up. Low back issues? Absolutely. No low back issues? Just allow a little bit of a curve, a little more of a curve there. Breathe. Press both feet away from each other as if you're going to stretch the mat between your feet. Woo, feel the legs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, soft knees all the way down. Bend the knees all the way up. Exhale, hands down, chair pose, maybe reach out. Breathe, sitting back, spread the mat between your feet. Good, inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Soft knees, everybody. Bend the knees, inhale all the way up. Last one, chair pose. Breathe, arms out, hold on to that beach ball. Keep the upper body active. Breathe, exhale down, take it up. Exhale all the way down, soft forward fold. Bend the knees, inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Come on back to the front of your mat. If you're not, have your blocks right where they are. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down. Your hands can be on your blocks as long as they're not too high. The knees are soft. Big deep breath here. Take both hands to both shins. Push into the shins halfway up. Exhale down. Soften and step back right leg. You can bring your blocks in play here. Find your lunge. Hands to your knee. Push into that foot to lift. Take the arms up. Think about what is happening with your legs. Take your hands to your heart. Bend the back knee. Keep the torso upright. Push the feet away from each other as if you're getting ready to start a run or a race. Inhale, straighten both legs. Tricky here, balance. Exhale, bend both knees. Woo! You can do this with knee down, by the way. Inhale, straighten. Oh. Exhale, last one. Good, inhale, straighten. Keep the legs straight. Come on down to your blocks. Whew. Hold here. Stretch through the legs, the front knee, back of that knee is soft. Bend both knees, tap your back knee. Bring the front knee forward of your ankle if you want. And then lift, step forward. Bend your knees, inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, reach up, everybody. Exhale, come on down. Soft knees, soft, soft, soft bent knees. Hands to shins, push into those shins to lift halfway. Exhale, bend the knees again, step back, left leg. Find that lunge. Hands to knees, push down to lift up. Inhale all the way up. Find that nice little lunge. Stretching through the legs. What's going on with the front knee, the front ankle, the front toes? Are you over gripping? Hands to heart. See if you can bend the back knee. Good. Straighten both legs. A lot of balance work here. And bend both. I realized my front knee was not straight. Good. Straighten. Exhale. One more, everybody. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend both. And then straighten that knee. Come on down to your blocks. I realized in my head, my front knee was straight. In my body, not so straight. All right, so we're in pyramid pose here. Stretch it out. Feel that just lovely hamstring stretch without locking out the front knee. And then bend your front knee. See if you want to go past the ankle. Release that. Push off. Step forward. Bend both knees. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Nice job, everybody. Shake that out. We're almost done. You should be feeling a little sensation through here, right? Hopefully it feels good. Hopefully you're honoring your body. A nice little rain out here. Take the blocks to the front of your mat. Sorry, turn sideways. And then take the blocks to the front of your wide mat. And take all the toes and point them forward. And then look at your line and notice, like, if one foot is forward of the other, see if you can get nice even spacing. Big deep hinge from the hips. You can take your hands to your blocks and just pause. Toes are pointed forward. Think about softening the back of the knees. So especially amongst the more flexible, we pop out the back of the knees and we think we want to take our heads to the floor. I'm asking you to resist that. Press out through the legs, keep the back of the knees soft, lift your sit bones, and feel the stretch that way. Big deep breath. Now take your right foot and turn it out about 45 degrees. Bend the right knee, keep the left one straight. You can walk your hands or your blocks to the right and then sink back in the hips. Yep. Press through the long left leg, like press through that pinky edge. Find your pose. Come back to the center. Straighten the right foot back so it's pointing straight. Turn the left foot angled out about 45. Walk the hands toward that foot. Sit back in the pose so that the heel of that left foot is heavy. The toes are light. We're sitting way back. Working with the hip joint here. And center, everybody. Whew. Breathe. Turn both feet out about 45. Bend your knees. Take one hand to one knee, one hand to the other knee, and come on up. Once you come up, squeeze the heck out of those cute little glutes. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, goddess pose. Where do you go in goddess, right? Take your hands down for a second. Couple things going on, right? One, the knees press out to an imaginary wall. Two, we sit back so that our knee to ankle kind of line up. And you'll notice, right? If you're not finding that, change the position of your feet. Either come in shorter, longer, angle out more, angle in more. What feels right? But can you sit back as if you were going to squat down into a chair? Good, everybody, straight legs, inhale up. Exhale slowly. Everything bends. Inhale, squeeze it up. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, push into those feet. Yeah. Exhale. One more. Inhale, push. Exhale, sink. Hands come to your thighs. Set your hips back. Take your torso forward. Turn your toes back in. Forward fold, soft back of the knees. Heel toe in. Bend both knees. Come on up, everybody. Pause. Breathe, squeeze your glutes. Good, shake out those legs. Hands to knees, circle the knees. Circle them the other way. Send all kinds of love to these knees. Good, bend and straighten. Just kind of lubricate them, right? Just feel that start to sink into your hips a little. And then come on up. Bring the blocks back to the front end of your mat. We got rain. Look at that. It's beautiful. Front of your mat, everybody. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, chair pose. Arms out, optional. Tone in through the belly. Drop down, hands to blocks. Your knees stay bent. Hands to shin, straighten the legs halfway up. Bend the knees, hands back to your block. Step back, right leg. We're right back where we started. Hands to knee. Lift up. Inhale up. Find your breath. Take your time to come into the pose that makes sense. Hands come to your heart. Bend the back knee. You can tap or not. Lift and straighten. Keep your hands close. Bend the knee. You can tap. Lift, straighten both. Just one more. Yep, a lot of strength work here. And straighten. Inhale. Woo. Exhale, forward fold, hands to blocks. And breathe. What do you feel in your feet? What do you feel in the hips? Can you press the legs away from each other and still keep the hips level, even? Bend your front knee, everybody. Walk the blocks forward, optional. Lift off. Back leg lifts. Keep the ankle and the hip of your standing leg lined up. Press out from the floor. And then simply lower your right leg to meet your left. Bend your knees. Inhale, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Shake out the hands. Pause. Second side, take it up. Exhale down. Bend the knees. Nice little sink here, right? Find your breath. Take your hands to your shins. Push into the shins to lift halfway. Bend the knees again. Hands to block. Step back. Left leg. Make sure your stance is wide enough to support you. Hands come to your knee. Push down on that foot to lift. To take the arms up. Hang on to the beach ball. Tone in through the lower belly. Hands come to heart. Drop the back knee, optional, and then lift and straighten. That one was a little quick. If you cannot control it, don't drop it. And lift. Good. Last one, slow. And lift. Both legs straight, the glutes working, arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hands come to blocks. Both legs straight. Level the hips, tone in through the low belly, push the legs away from each other. Breathe. Bend your front leg. Find your breath, walk the blocks forward. Optionally, lift the back leg. Keep the front knee soft. Engage, try to take your body weight centered over that standing leg. Simply lower. Bend both knees. Chair pose, I know. And stand up. Exhale, let go. Woo, well done. Shake it out, everybody. Good. So we have one more here, a little bit of balance work. Grab your block and take it between your feet. And take it between your feet so that your inner ankle bones are pressing into your block. Watching this rain. It feels good, right? No thunder, no lightning, just a really cool rain. We'll see how it goes. Celeste stays dry over there. All right. So press your ankle bones into your block. Take your hands to your hips. Lift up and slowly drop down. Lift up, down. Find a still point. So flexibility, joints, right? Ankles, toes, down, squeeze up, down. This block is giving us something to hold on to. Down, couple more. Lift, lower, lift. Try to slow the descent, which is hard this morning. Good. The next time you lift, just see how long you can hold. Squeeze your block. Keep the chest lifted. Woo. And let go. And shake that out. Just kick your block aside for now. Take one foot and turn it on end so that you're stretching the front of your ankle. Oh, breathe. You can even bend the knee a little. And release. Go the other side. Bend a little. And release. Shake that out. Come on back, everybody. Blocks to the front of your mat. Mountain pose. Find your breath. Maybe close your eyes for a moment and think of places in your life where you have a lot of consistency that serves you well, or where you could use more consistency to make your life more what you want it to be. Open the eyes, inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to your blocks. Breathe, hands to shin, straighten halfway. Bend the knees, hands to block, step back, right leg. Inhale, knee or no knee. Lunge, take it up for a lunge. Breathe. Right hand to left knee, left hand to sacrum. Just an easy standing twist. Push through that back leg, see how it feels. Don't overdo. Inhale, reach up. Hands to heart, straighten both legs. This is a tricky transition, right? We have nothing to hang on to. And then bend both. Just see if you can drop the knee all the way. Keep it down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to blocks. Straighten the front leg. You can move the back knee. If you want, move it further back just to facilitate the stretch. The torso is long. The toes are lifted, heading toward the knee. Bend your front knee. Lift your back knee. Push off, step forward. Bend both, take it up. Exhale to your heart. Last little flow, take it up. Exhale down. Soft knees. Hands to shins, halfway up, everybody. Exhale it down. Step back, left leg. Hands to knee or not, take it up. Find your breath. Hands to your heart. Actually, take them up. I think we twisted first. Left hand to right leg. Right hand to sacrum. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Slowly push off that front leg, straighten. Breathe. Slowly lower, bend both knees. That's a tough one. You got it. Find your breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hands down to your block. I'm scooting my left knee back so I can straighten the right leg more. Lift the toes on that right foot. Bend that knee. Lift your left, listen up. Move your blocks out of the way. Plant your hands downward facing dog. And breathe. Lower your knees to the floor, everybody. Whew. And pause in any pose that feels good. Child's pose, hero pose. Just breathe. So doing this flow, right, not only can it challenge our bodies, but it also works the breath, right? We don't often think of the breath in regard to kind of that flexibility and consistency, but all day long we tend to breathe really shallow. And when we do flow in yoga, we can start to expand that breath out and bring it back in. So just feel that. All right, so back to your mat. Come on up. I put my blanket down. I would suggest you maybe put your blanket down. It's going to go over the knees or under the knees. Come back to table pose. Press the right leg back and then lift. But then where I kind of hinted to at the beginning of the class, I want you to bring the belly in and the ribs in underneath. And notice what that does, how that changes. Engage the back line of the body, the glutes, flex your foot, take the left arm out. And then left elbow to right knee, squeeze it in. And then slowly reach it out. 5 of these. Squeeze it in. So here we are working hip, knee, elbow, shoulder, squeeze, core, and out. 2 more. Squeeze it in, go slow. Last one. Extend out. Drop the hand. Drop the foot, but don't lower the knee. Come into plank. Wrap those elbows. Hold. Push away from the floor. Bring the belly and the low ribs in. Lower the knees. Sink back for a moment. Whew. Come on back up. Knees or hips width apart. Press into your hands. Reach the left leg back. Tone in the belly, tone in the ribs. Lift the leg, do it again. Tone in the belly, tone in the ribs. Find the center line. When you're ready, the right arm out. 1, you're here. 2, that hand is down. 3, slow, elbow to knee, squeeze. Extend. Squeeze. Reach. This is our third one. And 4. And 5. Breathe. Lower the hand. Lower the foot. Lift the other leg, plank. Find your breath. Push away from the floor. Downward facing dog. Maybe walk the feet in just a little. Depends. Don't sink through the shoulders. Keep them strong, everybody. Plank. Knees down. Lower down. Whew. And release. If your blanket is there, just make sure the whole pelvis is on the blanket and not half of it so that you're not going to arch in a funky way. Just pause here. And then come on to elbows, Sphinx pose. Your elbows are the width of your shoulders. Breathe, turn your palms face up. Curl your fingers, curl your wrists. Ooh. And release. Curl your fingers, curl your wrist. Squeeze them in and release. Just one more. Fingers, wrist curl. Push your forearms to the floor and release. Turn those palms back down. So we're going to come part way up. Remember that ribs in, belly in, right? So do that to start. Ribs in, belly in, hold. And then just release. Don't over release. Watch your back. Good. Squeeze belly, squeeze ribs. And release. Now this time, either belly, ribs, and you stay, or you push into the knees and you lift the hips. But think of a cat more than a cow. The ribs are squeezing in, the belly squeezing in. Don't overdrop the head. Breathe, core work, and lower. Bring in the belly, bring in the ribs, lift the hips, keep the knees down, squeeze. And lower. Those are sneaky little boogers. We got one left here, everybody. Belly, ribs, hips, maybe, knees down. Flip toes under, lift the knees, keep everything tucking in. Woo! And lower, lower all the way down. You're like, oh, thank goodness. You can bend one knee and then the other. Feel that rain. Good. Come on up, elbows. Plant the hands, claw the fingers in a little bit. Belly in, ribs in, knees or hips, maybe knees, elbow plank. Breathe. Just drop the knees, hold. Oh, I know, I know. Lift the knees. Come on, we're almost done. Drop the knees, hold. Just last one, I promise. And lift the knees. Woo! And lower all the way down. Holy moly. Turn on to one side and just bend your knees. Catch your breath. Feel your body. We're getting all of this positive energy on the porch in the rain. So stay on your side. You can either grab your blanket, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use my blanket for a little pillow. So I'm just going to fold my blanket in half and put my head on that. And then I'm going to lay on the side with my knees bent. I'm on, it doesn't matter which side you're on, I'm on my right side. So my right arm is out in front of me. Yeah, breathe. The knees are bent. Take your top arm, whichever arm that is, and reach it past your bottom hand or out from your shoulder. And then lift it up and allow it to open up into a twist. Whew. And just breathe here for a moment. And then lift that arm up, take it all the way across, reach it past your other hand, take it up again, open it up. Reach it up, release, just one more here, reach past your hand, reach it up, take it all the way across, maybe broaden through your back. Seated twist. Or supine twist. And then reach that hand up, take it across, release both arms, take your top knee and lift it up, keep the feet together, and then just drop it back down. Lift it and squeeze, and down, last one. Just lift, feel the hip engage, and down. Good. Come on to your back and switch directions. So I'm going to lay on my other side. The knees are bent. The bottom arm is out to the side. The top arm reaches past that bottom hand. And then take it up, come into a twist on this side. And again, kind of think of this butterfly, this opening. And then inhale up, take it down and past your hand. Bring it up, open the chest. Breathe. And release. Last one, reach past that hand, lift up, open up. I think we're all getting a little misted on the porch now. And then release, come back, release both hands, the feet stay together, the knee lifts and lowers. And lift, lower, last one, lift and lower. And then come on to your back, everybody. You okay there, Celeste? It's getting a little more misty. It's raining pretty hard. So come on to your backs, everyone. Last one here. Draw the front belly in, draw the ribs in, lift your hips. And lower. Lift up. Lower. Lift and hold. Watch that blanket behind your head. You don't want to crunch up your neck. Hold. 1, you're here, palms pressed down. 2, you're going to take your left heel to your right knee and lift just that one side. Release your left foot. Take your right heel to your left knee and hold. And lower. Lower everything down to the floor. Take your left ankle to the right knee. Draw those knees to chest, figure 4. And release that side. Go to the other side. Draw the knees in, little figure 4 here. Release that side, both knees to chest. Take one hand to each knee and do knee circles. Allowing yourself to rock forward and back on the sacrum as the knees go out and in. Switch directions of your circle. Bring the knees back to chest. Point and flex your ankles. The knees are bent. And then circle the ankles. Circle the other way. And then straighten one leg all the way down to the corner of your mat. Straighten the other. And let's find Shavasana finally. Making sure you are comfortable, content. The whole body starting to settle down. And as you move into your Shavasana, maybe picture the joints of your body that we've just worked and send each area some love. And then send the whole body that same love. Allow your cup to fill and overflow, sending that same love and compassion to the world. Feel yourself sink deeper into your mat. For those of you who are ready, maybe you start to wiggle those toes and fingers. Very slowly bend the knees. Start to draw the knees toward your chest. And rock side to side. Allowing the knees to roll to one side or the other, curling over in fetal pose. And again, sending yourself just all kinds of love and appreciation. And then as you're ready, come on up, have a seat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale your hands to your heart and bow to your own inner goodness and the consistency of love and compassion. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Thanks.